I still remember the exact second my mother's voice cut through the steam rising from her coffee. Your daughter doesn't deserve anything extravagant. Not after what she did to her own cousin. She said it calmly, like she was reading the weather. Like deciding my child wasn't worth celebrating was just another Tuesday. I didn't answer. I just felt the room tilt. And in that tilt, something inside me finally broke clean in half. My name is Elias. 43. Institutional trader. The kind of job that sounds boring until the number hits your account and suddenly everyone remembers your name again. I live in a narrow brownstone in Jersey City with my 16-year-old daughter, Lena. She's the quiet one, sketchbooks instead of TikTok, color-coded highlighters, the girl who tutors kids in geometry during lunch without anyone asking. Full custody since the divorce. Her mom's in Brooklyn now, good co-parenting on paper, spotty in practice. My parents are 15 minutes away in the same split level they've occupied since the 80s. My younger sister, Mara, lives even closer, in the house whose mortgage I carried for 11 months when her ex disappeared. I never tallied it out loud. But the bank statements did. Roof replacement, $14,800. Dad's cardiac stent copay, $6,200. Mara's car repossession rescue, $9,300. Disney for the cousins, Lena mysteriously, booked on the wrong weekend, another $4,000 I quietly covered. They stopped saying thank you years ago. They started expecting it instead. One evening Lena came downstairs holding the new tablet I'd surprised her with, matte black, her initials etched in silver foil on the back. She was smiling the way she only smiles when no one's watching. Then Mara walked in without knocking. Her eyes locked on the device like a heat-seeking missile. Wow, she said, voice syrupy. Someone's spoiled. The next afternoon Mara returned. This time with her 17-year-old daughter. Sage, trailing behind like a reluctant shadow. Lena, Mara called up the stairs, cheerful as a doorbell. Can you come down for a sec? Lena appeared, tablet still under her arm like a shield. Mara didn't waste time. Sage's laptop fried during finals prep. She's applying to Ivies. You know how it is. A pause thick enough to choke on. We were thinking, maybe she could borrow yours. Just till the end of the school year. You're only a sophomore, you don't need something that premium yet. Lena's thumb froze on the power button. I watched her shrink 2 inches in her own hallway. It's mine, she said, so soft I almost missed it. Dad gave it to me for my birthday. Mara's laugh was short and sharp. God, when did you get so selfish? I finally stepped forward. She said no. Mara spun on me. You're really going to let her hoard a $2,000 toy while Sage struggles? Lena looked at me, eyes glassy, pleading for rescue. I should have thrown them out right then. Instead I said, we'll look at budget options for Sage. But this stays here. Mara snatched her keys. Fine. Enjoy raising a brat. The door slammed. Lena went upstairs without another word. I stood in the hallway listening to her lock click. That was the first crack. A week later we were at my parents' dining table. Party binders everywhere. Venue options circled in red. A $37,000 ceiling I'd quietly approved months earlier. Mom tapped her mug again. I've been thinking. Maybe we scale back. Or pivot. Mara leaned in. Sage was devastated. Cried all weekend because Lena wouldn't help her own family. Mom nodded solemnly. A real cousin would have shared. Maybe the money's gone to her head. I felt heat crawl up my neck. She's turning 16, I said. This is her moment. Mom shrugged. Moments are earned. Lena was in the next room pretending to read. I saw her reflection in the china cabinet, shoulders curved inward like. She was trying to disappear. Mara kept going. We could do a joint thing. Sage turns 18 soon anyway. More fair. Fair. The word tasted like rust. I closed the binder. I need air. Outside, I gripped the porch railing until my knuckles whitened. Every zero I'd wired them flashed behind my eyes. Every forgotten birthday card for Lena. Every "we'll invite her next time" that never came. That night I sat alone at the kitchen island. Lena was asleep upstairs, or pretending to be. I opened 2 browser windows. One, the party spreadsheet, deposits, contracts, glowing numbers. The other, a flight search I'd saved months ago. Paris. Round trip. 2 seats. Her dream museum ceilings. The boat dinner she'd watched on YouTube at 2 a.m. I stared between them. Mom's voice looped, maybe the money's gone to her head. All those years. All those checks. And my daughter still ended up the villain for wanting to keep one gift. I clicked cancel on the first vendor. Then the second. Then every single one. Each click felt like cutting a rope I'd been hanging from for decades. I never told them about Paris. Not a word. We flew out on her actual birthday. She pressed her forehead to the window as the city glittered below us like broken glass under streetlights. Dad, is this allowed to be real? We walked cobblestone streets until our feet ached. She stood under the glass pyramid at the Louvre and whispered, "It's smaller than I pictured, but it's here." On the dinner boat that night, they brought a single sparkler candle. She laughed, head thrown back, no performance, no audience. I took one photo. Just one. Her silhouette against the Eiffel Tower, eyes shining, mouth open in mid-laugh. I posted it with 3 words. Her sweet 16. Within 40 minutes the comments exploded. Mara, you cancelled for this. Mom, how could you humiliate us like this? A cousin, she doesn't deserve Paris. Then the real blade landed. Mara sent a private text. Sage saw the picture. She locked herself in her room crying. She said if Lena had just given her the tablet none of this would have happened. I stared at the screen. Then I scrolled up, months of old messages I'd never deleted. And there it was. The message Mara sent me 6 weeks before the laptop fight. A screenshot of Sage's college essay draft. The title, Overcoming Adversity, How My Cousin's Selfishness Taught Me Resilience. She'd written an entire college essay framing Lena as the villain, months before the tablet even existed. They hadn't been asking for a tablet. They'd been manufacturing a sob story for admissions. My daughter was never the problem. She was the prop. We came home to silence. No apologies. Just voicemails demanding explanations. I blocked the group chat. Lena still wears the little silver keychain from the Louvre on her backpack. She doesn't talk about the family much anymore. Neither do I. I keep wondering. If you spent years pouring everything into people who only measured your worth in dollars, and they turned around and used your child as a stepping stone, would you keep the door open? Or would you finally close it, and walk away with the one person who never asked for more than you could give? Tell me in the comments. If it were your kid, would you forgive them?